Hello, welcome to another recap video. This drama is about Lee Jun-seong, who has been discharged from military. He meets with his high school friend Song Jae-hyo, who is a medical student. He told Jun-seong that he has invited someone else from their high school to drink with them. His name is Park Min-woo. Jae-hyo has started becoming friend with Min-woo because he's very rich. They went to eat something and drink together. After this, the scene is suddenly changed to Jae-hyo's home, where Jun-seong opens the room, and it seems like someone is in the closet as the closet's door is locked. He rushes and calls Jae-hyo and tells him that he's hearing sounds from the closet. They both get up quickly and close the windows, so the sound won't go outside. They go the room and close the door. Jun-seong is getting ready to open the closet's door. When he opens it, someone falls down who is tied up with his head, covered with a black plastic bag. It is obvious that the person is Park Min-woo, who they had a drink with that night. After this, the past is shown, the day that the three of them have drink together. Jun-seong talks about his past, where before enlisting to military, he gambled thinking that he would earn a lot of money, but he lost his money, which forced him to get a huge amount of loans from a loan shark with a lot of interest. He thought by going to the military he can escape from them, but they were able to catch him and wanted to take out his organs to sell them, but he begged them and promised that he would pay them back with the interest. They threatened him that they would sell his organs if he doesn't pay the interests on time. After they finish talking, Min-woo is drunk so much that he fell asleep. They don't know his address, so they take him to Jae-hyo's home. It's shown that Jae-hyo is suspended from the medical school due to helping others cheat on the exam as he received money for it. But he was the only one who was caught. However, he doesn't tell his friend about it. He grabs Min-woo's phone to call someone to pick him up as he's still sleeping. As he wants to make a call, Min-woo's mother is calling him. At that moment, he hesitates to answer it as he's thinking about a plan. He threatens her that they will kill his son if she doesn't give them 1 billion. His plan is keeping Min-woo as a hostage and getting 1 billion won from his rich mother as they both need money now. He said these words without discussing it first with Jun-seong. Min-woo's mother is shocked that her son is kidnapped. Jun-seong gets mad at him by telling him that they shouldn't do this. He wants to call the police, but Jae-hyo tells him that he is his accomplice as he carried Min-woo to their home, so they're both into this deal. However, Jun-seong doesn't get scared and starts fighting with him by telling him that Min-woo is their friend too, and they shouldn't treat him like that. They start hitting each other, and he tries to take the phone back to call his mother to pick up his son, but Jae-hyo gets in his way and throws the phone under the refrigerator. Jun-seong is trying to get the phone while Jae-hyo leaves the home. He goes to store and buys tape and everything else needed for tying up a person. Min-woo's mother goes to meet with an expert to ask what she should do in this situation. Meanwhile, Jun-seong successfully takes the phone out, but it's turned off because of low battery. He really needs money at the moment, but he isn't ready to earn that money through kidnapping his high school classmate. The expert tells his mother that the kidnappers are professionals, as there is no trace of them, and she should either cooperate with them or call the police. Jae-hyo gets home and sees that Jun-seong has found the phone, and he's charged the phone too. He rushes and gets the phone and goes to the room. He starts taking pictures of Min-woo and sends them to his mother to threaten her more. They start arguing again when Min-woo becomes conscious again, and someone starts knocking on their door. They get very scared. Jae-hyo opens the door, and it's a police officer as the neighbors complained about their earlier fight noise. They go inside to inspect the room. They're very scared that they would open the closet. Jun-seong starts fighting with his friend to make a scene so the police wouldn't think of opening the closet. He makes it look like a serious fight so they would take them to the police station. He becomes successful as the police takes both of them to the station. Jae-hyo keeps telling Jun-seong that there is no evidence against them as he paid cash to the taxi driver, and no one knows that Min-woo should have met with them that night as he informed him at the last moment to join them. With these words, he becomes successful in convincing his friend. They have a neighbor called Oh Cheol who has a girlfriend named Cha Suan who wants to take police examination soon. Cheol tells her that he saw 3 of them going into the unit, but only 2 of them have been going in and out of the house, but the third one isn't, so they become suspicious. The boys get released and Jun-seong starts the conversation by saying that he's okay with the deal as long as they don't hurt Minwoo, and it's guaranteed that they will get the money from this deal. Jaehyo assures him that there is no evidence and everything will go according to his plan, and he shouldn't worry about anything else. When they get home, they take Minwoo out of the closet, and Jaehyo prepares speech to text AI and types that he's kidnapped, and he should cooperate with them if he doesn't want to lose his life. Minwoo stays silent for a moment, and then starts screaming and saying that they think he's a pushover, which he isn't, and he won't cooperate, which makes both of them shocked as they thought Minwoo is a shy and naive boy. Minwoo's past is shown where his mother and late father told him that they would not enroll him in a prestigious school as they want him to get used to the harsh society and deal with the real-life problems. Kids in the school wanted to bully him, but he learned how to deal with them to not take advantage of him. They try to put Minwoo back into the closet when he says, "Is it you, Junshong, as I recognized you from the smell of your cheap cologne?" And he says that they said "we" with AI speech before, which means someone else is with him too. They get scared that Minwoo now knows about their identities. They put headphones on his ears and play a song on YouTube so he wouldn't hear anything from the closet. Minwoo's mother goes to visit a man named Director Hwang, who used to work with her husband, and he's in a dark business. She wants help from him to find her son. He first rejects her, but she threatens him that she would reveal all his dark activities in the sports world. He sends out his men to find Minwoo. Jaehyo tells Junsong that he has something to take care of and leaves the home. Junsong gets suspicious and follows him as he feels that his friend is hiding something from him. Jaehyo goes to his medical school and starts writing an application of appeal and goes to his professor so he would sign the paper for him. His professor refuses to sign it as he says that Jaehyo has been involved in cheating. Jaehyo asks him why he is the only getting suspended. Professor finds an excuse and says that he's the only one who got caught cheating on the exam. Jaehyo tells the professor that he will also bring a huge amount of money to him, like others, which will persuade him to not suspend him from the school. Minwoo now knows why his friend also needs that money. Junsong then visits his father's restaurant as he was calling him. His father is very worried about him, and he lies to his father by saying that he's helping out a friend to make money. He wants the money to pay back his loan with the interests so they would stop bothering his younger sister and father. No one is at home except Minwoo. The YouTube video that was playing before is now loading, and Minwoo can hear that no one is at home at the moment. He starts rubbing his face against the books so he could make a hole on the plastic that covers his face. He manages to make a hole which he can now see with one of his eyes. He opens the closet's door a little bit, where he sees Jaehyo's jacket and recognizes it, which means he now knows both of his kidnappers' identities. Uncovers his face so he can breathe. He tells Jaehyo that Minwoo really has health problems, because when they were in high school playing soccer, he actually fainted. But still Jaehyo tells him that he shouldn't have uncovered his face, because now he's seen their faces in crime scene, and he could have just faked his health problem in front of them. The next scene, Suin and her boyfriend are shown where her boyfriend's mother owns the building, so they ask her to show them the security camera's footage of that day. They clearly see 3 people going in, and the third one never showing up again. They think that he might be dead inside the house. Minwoo's mother goes to the bank, get 1 billion won ready. The boys get seizure medicine for Minwoo so he could take them and feel better as they don't want him to die there. Junsong goes back to his apartment where he meets the loan sharks. He tries to run away, but they catch him and want to drop him from the rooftop. He tells them that this time he'll really earn a lot of money which can pay all of his debts. They let him go for this time too. Minwoo and Jaehyo are alone at home. He prepares noodle for him. Minwoo asks for more noodles, and when Jaehyo brings another bowl of noodles, he pours the hot water on his face. He tries to stop him from running away, but his face is burned, and Minwoo becomes successful in pushing him away, running towards the bathroom and locking the door. He successfully unties himself, and he's trying to find something so he can fight with. Minwoo just wants to escape from their house, but he doesn't know if Jaehyo is behind the door or not. He carefully opens the door and inspects the room, but Jaehyo appears behind him and starts hitting him very hard and is determined to kill him this time. Suin gets the MasterCard from the building owner and comes to their house to see what's happening there. She goes to the room and hears noises from the closet. As she wants to go close to it, someone comes in and she hides quickly. It's Jaehyo carrying a hammer. He wants to hit Minwoo's feet with the hammer as a punishment. Suwon is hearing those but can't do anything about it. As they are fighting, Junsong arrives and hears noises from the Unity. He rushes to get in and sees that Jaehyo is trying to hit Minwoo with a hammer. He rushes and stops him from doing that. While they're busy fighting, Suwon carefully goes towards the door and leaves the house without saying anything. Minwoo tells them that there is a storage that his dad put all of his money there, and he gives the address to them. Meanwhile, Jaehyo buys a burner phone and calls Minwoo's mother and tells her to bring the money to a metro station that he texts her, but he doesn't tell Junsong about this. Junsong goes to the storage to check if it really exists and sees that the storage number matches to what Minwoo told them. Mother is getting the money ready, and the director Hwang's men follow her to catch the culprit. Jaehyo is sitting at a cafe and texts her by saying that she needs to rush to get onto a particular ride. He's very smart as he knows that there are people following her, so by doing this, she will rush to get to that ride that leaves in a minute, and the men who are following her can't get on that. He keeps texting her and tells her to get on different rides so the path changes constantly, as he wants to make sure no one can find her. The mother listens to all of his instructions and carries the suitcase with money with her. He's waiting for her at the last station. When she arrives there, he tells her to put the suitcase inside the metro. However, she changes her mind and tells him that how does she know that her son will be all right after they receive the money? She tells him that she won't give the money to them and leaves. Now that he sees his plan is ruined, he goes back home where Junsong tells him that he wants to stop this play. Jaehyo begs him and says that he really needs that money for his medical school, or else he won't be able to live anymore. Junsong gets a text from his sister and he rushes to the hospital. Her sister slaps him and tells him that it's all his fault, as when he was in military, the loan sharks came and took out some of the organs of their father to sell for some part of the interest of his loan. He feels very guilty towards his family. He decides to cooperate with Jaehyo to get that money and give it to his family. He tells Jaehyo that they should go and get the money from the storage that Minwoo told them, but under one condition that they won't harm Minwoo. Jaehyo agrees to this plan and tells him that they should take Minwoo with them so he will become their accomplice in robbery, and they can't catch them for kidnapping in this way. They rent a car and put Minwoo inside a suitcase so no one would see him getting in the car. As they are putting Minwoo inside the car, Suwon is there watching them. She thinks that they have killed him and put his corpse inside the suitcase, so she decides to follow them to see where they are going. 3 of them go to that storage, and Minwoo knows the passcode to the storage. As they get to the point, they bring the tools to break the chains and locks to get to the main door. When they were still at home, Minwoo took the hammer from the tool set and hid it. When Jaehyo and Junsong are busy breaking the chains, he slowly takes out the hammer to hit them. At that moment that he's about to hit them, Suwon yells and says stop. She's holding her phone and she's taking a video of them. She tells Minwoo to run towards her scooter. As Minwoo wants to escape, the storage guard comes with a gun and threatens that he will shoot them. He's actually in touch with the director Hwang, and he called him to come over there. As he's making a call, Junsong rushes from the back, hits him, and they start fighting. Suwon joins him to help Junsong in getting guard's gun. They continue fighting as none of them give up. The guard starts shooting randomly, and all 3 of them fall on the ground. Jaehyo notices blood. Junsong rushes to her and sees that Suwon got shot and is bleeding. He tries to stop the bleeding. Jaehyo rips his t-shirt to wrap her wound with it. However, Suwon's bleeding is severe and she passes away. All of them are shocked, but Jaehyo rushes to the storage where Minwoo has opened the door. He sees all that money there. He grabs a bag and fills it with the money. He forces the other 2 to get into the car and drives away. They go to a motel to stay for the night. Minwoo tells them that they should put the money back because those people are very dangerous and they will kill them if they find out about the robbery. Jaehyo tells them that 3 of them should grab the money and run away from Seoul for some time until everything is settled. He gives up on his medical school, and they want to take Minwoo with them too, so he wouldn't report them. Minwoo knows that Junsong is soft-hearted, so he tells him to forget about Jaehyo and escape together, because his mother would help them. However, Junsong is very loyal to his friend, and tells him that he will never betray his friend under any circumstance. 3 of them are watching the news that the police has found Suwon's dead body, and they get more scared from this news. They pack their stuff and want to move to another place as it isn't safe to stay at the motel anymore. Also, Jae-hyo sees some men that are coming towards the motel who are the same men following Minwoo's mother before. So that's why he rushes to the car and tells Junsong to leave quickly. They go to an abandoned convenience store where no one is there. They want to stay there for the time being and then find a city and a place to move to the next day. They tie Minwoo so he can't escape. Junsong and Jae-hyo go outside and start having conversation together. They suddenly hear breaking glass sound and rush inside. They see that Minwoo broke the bathroom's window and has escaped. Jae-hyo starts running after him, and Junsong gets in the car and follows him with it. They are inches away from him, but Minwoo has no intention of giving up as he wants to escape from them. Junsong is right behind him with the car and speeds towards him to hit him, but he suddenly changes his mind and turns around where his head hits the steering wheel. However, Jae-hyo arrives and starts fighting with Minwoo. He's very angry at him and tells him that he won't let him go because he's a witness of everything. Minwoo hits Jae-hyo's face with a rock and tells him to just let him go, but his words don't work on him. Junsong becomes conscious and hears they're fighting together. He rushes towards them and separates them. He suddenly gets angry and starts choking Minwoo. He puts a lot of pressure on his neck, and Minwoo can barely breathe now. Junsong tells him, "Please die, please just die." Jae-hyo is very shocked watching his friend doing this, as he always refused to harm Minwoo. After choking him for some time, Minwoo can't breathe anymore, and he passes away. Junsong is not in his normal state, as he starts screaming and shakes Minwoo to wake up. Jaehyun grabs him and tells him that they should go. Together, they leave the place, leaving Minwoo there. They go find another room to stay. Junsong tells him that he has ruined everything for both of them, and there is no way of going back now. Both of them start crying and don't share another word with each other. However, there is a big plot twist in the story. As in the next scene, it's shown that Minwoo's mother is hearing sound from her kitchen. She slowly geos towards the refrigerator as someone has opened its door. When she gets close to it, the door is closed. She sees that it's her son Minwoo. Junsong did not kill Minwoo. When he said, "Please just die," he was giving Minwoo the signal to pretend that he's dead. He understood his words and pretended that he doesn't breathe anymore so they would leave him alone. Junsong knew that Jae-hyo wants to kill Minwoo at the end of their deal, so he did this to save his life. However, he keeps it secret from Jae-hyo. Before leaving Seoul, Junsong puts some money into safe box for his family and pays off all of his loans with interests. However, the loan shark says that someone else has promised to give more money to them and ask them to take away your organs as to kill you. He says the person who gave the order was no one else but his friend Jae-hyo. Junsong is speechless, and the tears in his eyes are visible. He calls him and gives the phone to him. Jae-hyo starts crying too and tells him that he has no other choice but to escape alone. He did this to not split the money with him. He apologizes to Junsong. Junsong says that all he wanted was to keep both his friend and Minwoo safe, and he tells Jae-hyo that not everything will go based on his plan. Some people appear in front of Jae-hyo's car who are from Minwoo's mother, and they take him away. The loan shark is trying to take away Junsong's organs to sell. Minwoo's mother is very powerful. She orders to kill Director Hwang and his men because the director didn't know that some of his men are actually working for her. She asks Minwoo about what to do with Jae-hyo and Junsong. He tells his mother that he wants Jae-hyo to be killed as he always wanted to kill him when they kidnapped him. His mother sends a person to Jae-hyo and they choke him to death, and he passes away. However, Junsong is shown with hospital clothes. He wakes up and sees he's in a fancy room. This means that Minwoo ordered to keep Junsong alive and save him from the loan shark. He goes out of the room and sees him. Minwoo tells him that he actually wanted to kill him too, but he has saved his life twice. One time was when he gave signal to him to pretend to be dead, and the other time was when they were in high school and he fainted. No one helped him, but Junsong put him on his back and took him to hospital. Minwoo always thought that person was Jae-hyo who carried him. He said that the money is still in the safe box, and they shouldn't meet again in the future. Junsong has now paid off his debts and refuses to use the money in the safe box. Police comes and arrests him. After some time, he gets released from the jail. When they give back his stuff, he sees the safe box receipt and tells the other person to throw it away. He doesn't want to use that money, as that money was the cost of so many people's lives. He goes and buys a ticket to Seoul, as his family lives in Seoul. As he's waiting outside, he hears Jae-hyo's voice, who's calling him. It isn't Jae-hyo himself, as it's in Jun-sung's memory. However, the drama ends with Ju-sung disregarding the voice he's hearing, and he keeps moving forward. This drama has many aspects, as it showed the loyalty between friends and true friendship, as Jun-sung never tried to betray Jae-hyo and never wanted to harm Min-woo. Meanwhile, betrayal in friendship was shown too, where Jae-hyo betrayed his friend multiple times. Jun-sung will most likely change his lifestyle and keep living the way his father wants, as now he doesn't have any debts and can start a new life. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming recap videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Bye everyone.